In December of last year, there was a burglary every 6 minutes in London.
Hello, please.
WPC Sue Clark and PC Paul Farley have arrived at the scene of yet another break-in.
And can you tell us what's happened?
Well, I thought something was up, because the first thing I do is check for my messages on the phone, and the phone's missing.
Oh.
And then I turned to the left and I saw that my cupboards, I've got quite a good collection of CDs, 200, and that was all gone.
What else have they taken?
I had an antique, letter box that was there, and then this little box was on top. They ripped up to shreds, and then went through my drawers.
Oh, you can't see. You live here on your own, I take it, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been in all the drawers, haven't they? Oh dear.
The things have gone in there, actually. I've taken a little medallion as well that I got for my christening from my godfather. There's absolutely no value to them but myself.
Yeah, they're no use to the thieves. But for you, you know, there's sentimental value attached to them, even if they've got no monetary value. Should we get your friend to put the kettle on?
I must have shook them through though, because they're only two stupid little selection boxes. But they've taken the other presents.
It may sound a silly question, but what type of wrapping paper wasn't it? Were they all in like one particular type of wrapping? Was it a good mix of?
Really, it was all Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Was it?
What other stuff did you have?
And Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
So sort of Disney character type.
So Christmas.
Skin for Christmas.
Yeah, I ain't got that money to spend all that again.
Oh, it's just
They're very sad people, that's all they are.
And my dad gave me a nice offer. I can use his credit card and pay him back.
Well, there you go.
There you go. That sounds good.
Let's go mental.
He said I've got to pay him back.
Let's go on holiday for Christmas. Let's book an holiday at Tenerife. Thanks very much.
All right, take care. See you later. Cheers.
Prince there as well, isn't it? It's everyone's nightmare to actually have their presents taken, and they've done everything right. They've secured the premises best they can when they leave. They've put the presents in a box out of the way, nowhere near the tree, and still they've had like over £1,000's worth of gear taken. So, and to make it even more frustrating for them, they're not insured. They've got no house contents insurance. So, all in all, pretty bad night for them. Thing is, if we did stop someone, let's say in another hour's time, and they're carrying a big bag of presents, I think the likelihood is going to be nil. But if we did, the obvious thing they could say is, well, I found them on the street, and we got, unless any forensic evidence comes back at their premises, there's not really a lot we can actually do to prove that they were actually in the house and that they burgled that house. So we're hitting our heads against the wall all the time, really.
So have they been in all the rooms?
And then a computer was there. I had a big yellow diving bag, and they just dumped all the diving stuff in there. It was a mess.
Anna's had over £2,000 worth of property stolen. But she has no idea how the burglars got in. Her spare door keys, however, appear to be missing.
I should keep them just on the side.
On the side in the hall?
Yeah.
Could they have hooked them through the letterbox or anything like that?
We couldn't really.
Marks on the letterbox there. Are they yours or are they new?
I hadn't noticed them before, actually, but I never really look at my letterbox.
And that's easy reach to the shelf where you keep the spare keys, isn't it?
I wouldn't have said so.
Oh, I think it is. With a hook, yeah. It might take them 5 minutes, but they had all the time as well, didn't they?
In Greenwich, South London, the police have a dedicated squad whose job it is to investigate all burglaries. Tonight, 2 of the squad are acting on a tip-off concerning the whereabouts of a suspect they want to arrest.
Well, look out for this chap. Go down here. He's one of 3 involved in a burglary, and what they do is they normally associate and hang around. There's a chip shop around the corner here. He'll either be in there, there's a chip shop in there. Hopefully he's going to be there, because we haven't got an address for him, because his only address is his mother's. There he is, he's in there. Pull in there, Mick, quick. Here we are. Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
I'm Sergeant Learmouth from the burglary squad at Greenwich Police Station.
Yeah.
I want to speak to you regarding a burglary that occurred in a garage nearby here. In order to do so, it's only fair that I tell you that you're going to be arrested. You got a belt?
No.
The burglary squad believed Julian Smith was one of a group of youths involved in stealing £300 worth of alcohol being stored for Christmas in a nearby private garage. It's his first arrest for burglary.
What's that?
Just be a bit sensible, eh?
I am being sensible, but if you don't grab me like this, I will be sensible, innit? It makes sense, innit?
Well, if I didn't...
If I don't have him on my arm and
Yeah.
everybody else grabbing me, then where?
Well, I know it's a bit difficult. Sit there. Put your hands on the back of the seat. That's it.
How did you know I was in the chip shop?
How did I know you was in the chip shop? 6 cents, would you believe? No? Mystic Meg? Tarot cards? Tea leaves? I read it in the tea leaves. They told me. Mr. Smith's in a chip shop.
What are the names?
Nick and Alex have had no luck spotting the missing Christmas presents, but they have come across a couple of familiar faces.
Hello, lads. How you doing? Why does he always ignore us every time we stop you?
Michael!
What's your surname? I've forgotten it already. Jeffrey. That's the Jeffrey brothers. Where are you off to?
Just up for a walk.
Up for a walk. Hello, Michael.
All right.
You always walk away from us.
Oh, I was playing a bottle in the thingy.
Ah.
Where have you been last few weeks?
Haven't seen you in a while.
Belmarsh.
You have been inside, haven't you?
Were you?
Yeah.
When'd you get out?
Thursday.
So you haven't got anything on you now you shouldn't have you?
You don't like that stupid sort of I'm saying. I ain't down here. Well, I know you're going to stop me every time you see me.
Only so I can say hello to you.
I know.
I'll go with sisters for dinner.
Where's that?
You've just taken something, haven't you? You've just taken something.
No, not just.
How long ago?
Should I tell him?
Oh, I can tell you've taken something.
Bit Charlie, I think.
Charlie? What's that? Cocaine?
Yeah. When we take it, you know what I mean?
When will you learn?
What?
So what now then? You going up to your parents?
Sisters.
Sisters? You got any presents? That you bought?
No. You ain't had no
No.
money, have I? Came out of thinking I've signed on, but I don't get no money until the end of the year.
So you going up to your sister with no presents?
Yeah, she'll understand. She knows I just come out of jail.
If I stop you tomorrow with a present, I know you ain't bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, all right then.
I'll be looking for you
Right,
then.
that'll deal with it.
Might
Well,
be
you
for
working
you.
tomorrow?
Might be for you.
Might be
Never
for
know.
you.
Yeah,
As long as
you never know.
Bring in the front counter.
As long as it's not ticking.
Well, you
Go on,
working
lads, have a
tomorrow?
good one.
What we're doing tomorrow?
No, you working
I'm not
tomorrow.
telling you, but I'll find you.
All right.
Take it easy, lads, all right?
See you later.
See you later on.
Happy Christmas.
And to you.
Take it easy.
You're going the wrong way, you were going that way.
I'm going to go chip shop now.
All right. Change your plan, change your plan.
Merry Christmas.
And to you.
Merry Christmas.
Attention to Greenwich units, rescue units, the Jeffrey brothers, the brothers that one is black and one is white, are now out of Belmarsh and in the Greenwich town centre again.
Alright, let's get mind your head. Mind your head. Alright, let's follow this officer through.
You've got him. Around here.
As this is Julian Smith's first arrest for burglary, he'll be interviewed by the police and his fingerprints will be taken and compared with those from all unsolved burglaries in the area.
Hello there. This is Mr. Smith. He has been arrested for a burglary that was committed on the Haddow estate. I attended the premises, the fish and chip shop, where I saw Mr. Smith and informed him I was arrested him for the burglary at 5 o'clock. He gave no reply to the caution.
Julian Smith later admitted being involved in the burglary, but claimed to have only stolen a few bottles of alcohol. He was charged with the offence and released that night on bail. The police are on their way to Highdown Prison in Surrey. Detective Constable Joan Day is due to visit a prisoner who is currently on remand awaiting trial for burglary.
We call him the letterbox burglar, whereby he uses car aerials or bamboo sticks to poke through letterboxes of people's houses. And quite often, probably you or I, you leave your keys on the table in the hall before you go to bed at night, your house keys and your car keys. He puts the bamboo stick or the car aerial through the letterbox and actually hooks the keys out and then steals the car that's either on the driveway or parked outside the house. It's quite a distinctive method.
The prisoner has agreed to point out to the police other burglaries that he's committed. This may add to his sentence, but will prevent him from being rearrested on his release from prison.
What, James?
22-year-old James Crawford is believed to be responsible for stealing hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of property. The police recently arrested him after he'd fallen asleep in a stolen car. His cooperation will also give the police an opportunity to learn more about his distinctive method.
Let's go.
Right, again. No, straight down, straight down, straight down.
Decide what house you're going to choose, or what car you're going to choose.
You don't. If I like the car, I'll take it.
So what do you do? Just roam aimlessly around the streets until you... Yes?
Just walk for miles, do a right, and then first left. Yeah, go up a bit, go up a bit.
Cat on the roof.
See it, let by. See it, that one there, let by.
That one there?
Yeah.
Next one. 24.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie, can you tell me what you know about this address?
I took his Ferrari.
What type of Ferrari was that, colour-wise?
Blue 355.
Okay. Where was the car?
Right there.
You say right there on the driveway?
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you actually take that car?
I just stuck something through the letterbox and grabbed the keys off the side.
How long ago roughly are you talking?
I wouldn't know. It's like, it was like a dream when I took it, so it's just, you know, the time is irrelevant.
You were on drugs at the time, Jamie?
I think I had a little sniff before I took it.
What, coke?
Yeah.
And what made you go to that particular house?
His car.
That car? You saw it, you liked it?
Yeah.
So it's a blue Ferrari. Where's that car now, James?
It's gone. It's been sold.
Do you have a big adrenaline rush when you're actually committing those crimes then? How do you feel when you're doing them?
I don't have a adrenaline rush doing them. Like driving a car, I do. It's like, it's a buzz, you know?
Yeah.
Not many people drive them cars. Who do you know that's drove them cars? Not many.
Only people that can afford them.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I lived my dream and got paid for it, you know? Yeah.
The victims of last night's Christmas present burglary are being visited by the Scenes of Crimes officer.
They actually got through the kitchen window.
Kitchen window.
Didn't have nothing on them, they must have kicked it open themselves.
Right, okay.
Makes you laugh though, because we was hammering it in the summer, because we couldn't get it open, and I wanted it open for the summer, and I couldn't open it, and I was hammering it and everything, and they just kicked it.
Okay, right, I'll have a look at that then. Lovely. And then the bedroom drawer?
Yeah, they've been, I should think they've been through both of the bedside cabinets.
Okay.
Bob Foster will search for any evidence that the burglars may have left behind.
It's just the fact that someone's been in here. It's the things they've gone through as well. It's just horrible to think of. But it's more of the present than anything else. It's how much money considering's gone into Christmas and that now it's all gone. We're going to go and get some other little bits and bobs because we can't let everyone go without. I mean, it's the kids I mainly want to go and get things for, because it's not fair that they don't understand what's happened. I mean, a lot of them are too young, so I just want to get them something small so that they can open on Christmas Day.
The burglars have been careful not to leave any fingerprints, but there is something which may help the inquiry.
There's a shoe mark on here, partial shoe mark I would say. It's a Reebok. It's quite a common pattern unfortunately, but it's still good evidence.
Do you feel sorry for the people that you do burgle, as it were, and take their cars? How do you feel about that?
No one really cares, they're insured.
How do you think you'd feel? if it was done to you?
How would I feel? I wouldn't care. If I had the money that they have, I wouldn't really care, and that's the truth. I would not care. I wouldn't give two tosses.
If you had lots of money?
Yeah, I wouldn't care. Even if I had my own, if I had some of the houses that I've had them cars from, I would not give a toss.
It's now 23 minutes past 3. What can you tell me about this address?
I jumped in his Porsche and took it.
And how did you do that?
Stuck something through the letterbox, opened the door, and then I just like went in there and took the keys, a laptop, and that was it.
And where's the Porsche now?
It's gone. It's been sold.
Did you sell it?
Yeah.
How much did you get for that?
I wouldn't remember.
Are you prepared to tell us who you sold it to or how you sold it?
No.
No, there's an Audi motor vehicle, an Audi estate park there. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, I got in it, I was going to take that as well, but they got baby seats in the back, so I thought I'd leave it, so I left the keys in it, you know what I mean? Just to be like, I didn't want to take that, you know? If anything was happened to the kid, it'd be my fault, wouldn't it? So.
Having checked Julian Smith's fingerprints against old unsolved burglaries, the burglary squad have found a match. One of his prints was found at the scene of an attempted burglary at a house 6 months ago. It appears his first burglary was not his only offence.
Hi, is it Mr. Smith? Mick Wareham from Greenwich Police Station. Is Julian in? Oh, he's been a bit of a naughty boy. Again? It's quite an old one, but he's been a naughty boy.
Julian's mother doesn't know where he is, so the burglary squad have decided to return to his favourite haunt, the chip shop.
Sorry to disturb you again. Looking for that young boy. Has he been in since we've arrested him, though? He's been playing...
They're always round here.
They're always round here. All right. Lovely. OK. Thanks a lot. We might be back later if we can't find him.
Can you tell me about that address, please?
I took their Porsche. I tore a branch, a really long branch off a tree down there.
Down the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really long. And I stuck it through his letterbox. Don't know how I done it, but it's keys, because it's like quite big when you go in there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like it must have been about 20 feet. I stuck the branch through letterbox and whipped the keys off onto the branch and just pulled them through.
Which way now?
Right, straight down.
Okay.
I think life is shit. You know?
Why don't you make something of it, though?
Yeah, I could have if I'd had the opportunities, but it's all gone now, isn't it? There's no opportunities there for me.
So you think you've been hard done by?
I just ain't been brought up the way I should have. Everyone I knew was a criminal, you know? I never had friends in that, you know? People that I could actually go and like, yeah, you know? I've never had that, so I've never been around that sort of thing to see people working. So working is like irrelevant to me. People who work, I respect them for working. I'd love to be in their shoes, but the way I was, it's like I couldn't make enough money to build myself up to what I really wanted to be, you know?
What do you really want to be?
Just like them.
Lots of money?
I just want to be like them. I just want to live a nice life and have no worries.
Yeah.
That's my idea of living.
What about all the other people that earn money and have got to where they've got to? Those people in...
Yeah, most of them have been brought up with silver spoons in their mouth. Those that haven't have had a good education, something that most of us are lacking that are doing this sort of thing, you know?
You found it too easy to do what you do?
Well, if you do it once and you make a lot of money, it's hard to come off.
You get addicted to it?
Yeah, it's like if you got offered a job for higher money than what you're doing, you would take it, yeah? Yeah, see?
I would.
Yeah. See, that's just like...
Easy
that's
money.
what it's like, yeah. It's like people go from one crime, little crime, to bigger crime. Why? Because it's more money.
James Crawford admitted to a total of 21 offences to the police, confessing to stealing over £400,000 worth of property. He was later sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Thank you very much.
The burglary squad are still waiting for Julian Smith outside the chip shop.
He spends a lot of his time in the chip shop where he plates the fruit machine, which I believe is the reason he's out committing crime. That's him. Just there, isn't it? No. No. There are some kids you can identify at a very young age, you know, you're talking well under the age of 10, that they're off the rails and they are going to lead a life of crime. And then you've got others, such as Julian Smith, whose mum, certainly, I don't know his dad, but his mum very supportive towards him. It's given him every opportunity in life to make a go of it, and unfortunately he's obviously fallen into the wrong crowd at some stage in his life. When they come to police notice, normally the question's being asked, did they commit a particular offence? And my own personal opinion, we should be asking the question, how can we guide this kid away from a life of crime? That's him. Yeah. Just there. That is him there. Julian, innit? Yeah. Mick Waring from Greenwich Burglary Squad. I'm arresting you for burglary, attempted burglary, in December last year, 1997. Alright?
Attempted burglary?
I've good grounds for believing that you were concerned. You do not have to say anything,
Alright,
but it may harm your defence if you fail to mention...
I told you dust, man.
If you fail to mention something which you later rely on in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Not a burglary, it's an attempted burglary.
No, you don't need to hold me. I know where the car is. Yeah, I know. Because it's getting me sick and... I'm getting sick and tired of this, man. Don't hold me then. I'm not going to run away.
Julian's fingerprint was on a dinner plate found in a garden. He had moved the plate from a windowsill whilst trying to break into the house. This is his second arrest for burglary within 6 weeks.
See you back there.
Okay.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
For WPC Sue Clark, it's the start of another shift. She's been called to a block of flats.
It's got to have been two, because I don't think one person could have got out, in and out of that window with all my stuff.
It's the second time Bonita Patel has been burgled in the last year.
They've taken my system, a brand new system. They took my video, my money box. It's about the main thing. They've took all the good stuff, all the rubbish stuff that was left here. Except for my microwave, which was brand new. They didn't take that, but that's gone downstairs now. I don't know why, but they just do it. And I'm on income support, so I can't afford insurance or nothing. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. We found them two CDs outside, and I think they used the bin shoot to do my winter because that's everything's fine. The bin shoots outside. Oh no, I've got pain again.
Bonita Patel is 2 months pregnant and has been suffering from stomach pain.
Get you an ambulance. Or is there someone can take you to the hospital?
Mum would probably know best, would she?
Mum! I'm in pain, Mum. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bonita Patel was taken to hospital and returned home later that night, having been given the all clear. Three-quarters of house burglaries are never solved. With a lack of forensic evidence at Bonita Patel's flat, her burglary, like all the burglaries in this film, remains unsolved.
Keep that a property bag, Dusty.
Detective Constable Mick Waring has interviewed Julian Smith, and once again he has admitted his guilt.
Well, in interview, he's admitted the offence of burglary and attempt to steal. I suggest we charge him with it. I've got to lose his statement. You'll be glad to know that unlike...
His DNA will now be taken and remain on file forever.
At some stage.
It didn't surprise me to see him again, put it this way. When he was arrested, and we put his fingerprints up for comparison against those found at scenes of crimes in the area. I had a sneaking suspicion that there might be a hit, and wasn't proved wrong. I think you see by his attitude, really, he wasn't surprised to be here either. I think he was half expecting it. As to whether or not we see him again, it remains totally with Mr. Smith, you know. If he mends his ways then, or matures a bit more, perhaps we won't.
Irritating, is it? I must do it, I've never had it done to me.
Well, at least we always know where we can find him. If he went on the run, I swear, I'd lay my warrant card on it, and that man would be up in that chip shop. We'd find him straight away. No, he's not there. He didn't give me any grief. He was all right. He was a nice bloke, really. You know, he was always polite, wasn't he, really? He had sort of a good sense of humour. What do you do? Whatever.
Julian Smith later received his first prison sentence of 21 days for both offences. He's currently on probation after being convicted of a further 2 burglaries. WPC Sue Clark is nearing the end of a busy shift. It's her first chance to take a break.
God, I've been so busy today, I've had nothing to eat. We started work at 2, and this is the first food I've had.
Despite police warnings, last Christmas was no different from any other. The number of burglaries increased, and even on Christmas Day, there were 400 victims of burglary across London alone.
If you're affected by or would like information about any of the issues raised in tonight's programme, call the BBC Action Line on 0800 88 8809. Lines are open until midnight tonight and again from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. A former Prime Minister speaks out, the major years, next on BBC One. Roy Mallard's on the case for BBC Two now, casting his own slant on solicitors, people like us.
The BBC is planning a range of new services, and we'd like to hear your views. Find out more and feedback.
You're 6, huh? I see.